Mics are live. I don't know how to click this. There we go. And we are live. It's Ultra Podcast Z, episode 135. This is the podcast that hits you right in the weenus. Isn't the weenus the part of your elbow? Or am I making that up? I don't know why.
No, you sound right.
Because the only reason I brought that up because I was watching this YouTube streamer the other day, and he was playing BitLife. And if you don't know what BitLife is, it's this stupid mobile game where you go through life, and it always says stupid things when you get into a fight. It's like, I punched him in the throat, I cut his buttocks, and one of the things was like I smacked, like what was it? Like it was like I dislodged his elbow, which isn't that funny. But the stream was all like, yes, right in the elbow, specifically the weenus. And I was like, what the fuck? just that's been stuck in my head all day. Yeah, right, specifically the weenus. So yes, the weenus. And then again, I also remember like being a kid, and like, you know, like kind of like your like your epidermis is showing. It's like, oh, your weenus is showing. I remember hearing that, like your weenus. It's like, yes, this is Ultra Weenus Z. What am I saying? Anyways, I'm Manuel, leader of Radio Connections. The internet's favorite cryptid. You know, like fucking whatever, insert dead meme here that I've long killed. And as always, I'm joined by Nyaru. Nyaru, go introduce yourself.
Okay. Tiger fiber, cyber, diaper, fiber, Nyaru. Hello everyone, my name is Nyaru. I'm the veiled alternate VTuber, and it's nice to meet you. And I'm currently trying to download a hot tub so I can make this a hot tub stream. Give me a sec, I will get that going.
Yeah, it's funny because it's actually been my shtick that I was gonna put the UPZ and the DTL into the hot tub category, because that's actually kind of like the thing people are doing right now, and because it's such a if you didn't know this, by the way, for those of you watching, I assume you do because you're on the internet. If you're on Twitch, you had to have known this already. There is a hot tub category that they added, and I created.
And there's gonna be a VTuber category.
Oh, there is. I didn't know that. Well, we could legitimately go there, but the hot tub one got a lot of well, the VTuber one, I don't know where the fuck they've been sleeping on that. The hot tub one,
yeah, they've been sleeping on that one.
Because the VTuber thing, obviously it existed long before, like, you know, the Rona kept us all inside, but it exploded during that, like the beginning of not the beginning, but like, you know, spring last year. So that just Twitch being stupid. The hot tub thing, though, there was a lot of debate what they were gonna do about that, so they gave it its own category, and it's like, I guess they're here to stay. But people have been like trolling the hot tub thing, mainly like what I guess Nyaru's trying to do it too. But even in the IRL thing, you like, I'll just get like a hot tub, like, you know, fucking PNG, and just like slide it over the bottom half of my screen, and like, hot tub stream, guys, you know. So yeah. And I plan to put all of our streams, or all the podcasty streams, into the hot tub category. Totally forgot. Definitely doing that for FAP this Friday, which is happening. But yeah, we got a show for you today. Mainly a lot of new stuff, but we're also going to talk about originally to be honest, I'm like, let's talk manga, because unfortunately the passing of Miura, I can't remember his first wait, huh?
Kentaro
Miura, thank you. Little birdie told me. Kentaro Miura, the author of the Berserk manga, passed away. And there was a whole lot of stuff I want to talk about that, which we will cover. But then I'm like, no, we'll just talk about manga. But then the whole topic of cons coming back kind of came up. So now it's kind of spreading into just an opic-y topic show, which, yeah, that's most of them are anyway. We'll see where the show takes us. And Nyaru is now in a hot tub.
It's almost done.
Do you have like naked Nyaru model? Well, don't actually get naked, but like,
no.
I'm pretty sure even we did a stream one time, and we did what's the word, Scribblio, which is kind of like Hangman. Not Hangman, that's the right word. Like charades, where you draw something. Not charades. What's the draw one? Pictionary. It's like Pictionary. You draw something, you have to guess what it is. And we kept drawing like boobs. TLDR, like we always started like here, like we could be drawing a house, and literally it was a drunk stream, So say the word was house. We're like, well, first here are the titties, and now here's the house. Well, we wouldn't say the house, but we would always start with here are the titties, then we draw what we're actually drawing. We'd waste so much time. But I learned after doing that, I'm like, can we still show this? But no, you can't. If anyone was watching that stream, we probably would have got actually, I think that was streamed on my personal channel though, so it wouldn't really have mattered. Like, bye Alavic222, personal Twitch channel. But yeah. Oh, look!
Hold on. I'm trying to make it work.
It's actually kind of coming together. Let me
It's coming together, but
it's coming together like your mom and me.
shut up. Trying to there you go, grab this one. There you go. And then
Let me figure out what we're doing. I'm gonna retweet something real fast. But yeah, that's gonna be our show tonight. So bear with us while we get the hot tub going. Anyone's in the chat wants to throw something in there, go ahead. And let me just fix one more thing. Dead air. Oh, if you're watching DTL on Saturday, there was this really good moment. I forgot what we were doing, but there was a point when we were waiting for someone to do something, and it was like legitimate dead air for like a minute. I'm like, what? And I think even like Pleiades was like, dead air. It was just really funny. I'm like, and usually I'm the one who's very keen on this, like the way I am now. And I'm like, Manuel, just keep babbling until you're you're done.
Keep babbling until I finish.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just so funny because in that one, I don't know. Well, then again, it's drink talk learn, so I was probably drunk. But I just let it turn completely silent, and yeah. That was awkward. I'm gonna tag 8 billion people in this post. I'll tag Leslie too, and Pleiades and Yuji. I always do this. Let me tag. I'll tag Nestor because I saw him in the chat. I don't know if you're still there, Nestor. But I'm tagging you in this post, and I'll tag Tipu. I've been asking Tipu to be on because he was gonna be on a week, and he was going to be. And then I want to say that show got canceled or postponed. I think it was the one I had to take off because of my vaccine. But and then he's never been able to be on again. And I'm like, fucking hell. Apparently that was my one shot. But yeah, in case you're wondering why there's no third host tonight, there's actually no real special reason. I'd asked Hina to be on, but I decided to save Hina in our back pocket for a bit longer. If I would have known we were going to talk about other shit, like the convention stuff, I just wanted to save Hina for another topic. So I'm like, hey, you want to be on and one coming up? She's like, yeah, just let me know. And I'm like, okay. Then I was like, I don't want to I mean, maybe she'd be on 2 weeks in a row or more than that, but I just didn't want to. But then again, we might be off next week, so I guess I could have. But whatever, it happens. Are you hot tubbed up? Oh, look!
Hold on. I'm not done yet.
Don't look at her. Don't look at her.
No, you can look. I'm just not done.
I just wanted.
Okay, now don't look.
Oh wait, what are you? Are you naked? Everyone look now.
No.
There was one time when should I say who it is? I won't say who it is because they are on some of our streams. There was one time that we were on that we were at a hotel for a convention, and we were in a suite in this particular hotel room. So there was like a living room and there was a bedroom, and that was a really cool setup. The only thing that kind of sucked was that the bathroom was in the bedroom. Wait, that sounds weird. The bathroom was connected to the bedroom, so you had to get to that to go to the bathroom. So if like we were partying really late, it was kind of cool that they could just go to sleep anyway. But then also kind of weird because you had to keep going in there to pee. We had a sink, and like in my more younger, drunker days, I'm sure we would just peed in the sink that was in the living room area, like the kitchen area, but we didn't, much to my amazement. But anyways, that's not the point of the story. So the girls were in like in the area, the fucking bedroom area, like getting ready to cosplay, like clothes, like getting ready for their cosplay, doing makeup, shit like that. And everyone else was like getting shit faced in the kitchen, the living room. Well, I guess kitchen too. And one of the girls comes out of the shower and she's like, okay, and she's crossing in front of like the open doorway, which by the way, they didn't want to close for some reason, probably because the bathroom is in there. But she crosses in front of the open doorway where there's a bunch of us, like the people staying there and like the friends we'd invited. And well, she knew them, but she's like, okay, guys, nobody look, I'm not naked. And it's one of our friends who was literally wearing just underwear and pasties. But of course, when she's all like, nobody look, I'm not naked, every fucking person like looked up and like went to go see what was happening, which is just human nature. I'm pretty sure nobody would have looked if she would have just like walked by like real fast or whatever. And she didn't even walk by real fast. She like walked by in front of the doorway and she was like rummaging through something for a while, then moved on. So yeah, yeah, that's that. Oh my god, lol, the legs. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that, Yuji? I see you in the chat. Do you remember who that was exactly? Yeah. So I didn't want to mention exactly who it was because they have been on our streams before, and maybe I'd mention that if I'd mentioned the name if they were here, but I feel weird telling that kind of story when they're not here. And another somewhat fun fact, when they had left, I was cleaning up the room a little bit extra because I was like, because it was such a big room, I wanted to make sure we didn't leave anything. I'm pretty sure they just left their pasties on the fucking like counter table, which I thought was kind of which was so gross to me. Thank you for realizing that that's kind of gross. And I'm like, ew. I kind of wanted to sweep them in the trash, but I'm like, I'm just gonna leave those there because that's awkward. So yeah, they left it, and then I think I even told her later on because she did forget something in the room, and I told her later on, I'm like, oh, you left these in the room, and I gave her what she left, and she's like, and I think that was also your pasties in there. She's like, did you bring them? I'm like, no, I didn't bring your pasties.
Ew, that's like nasty.
Yeah, don't leave pasties. I was in the room with her. Yeah, exactly. Oh man, but yeah, that was anyways, that was my time killing story. I assume Nyaru's in the tub now. Oh wait.
Yes. I know, I'm going everywhere. I'm going everywhere.
I know, you're just like,
Bear with me.
No, I love this one because you're like, okay, there it goes. I was gonna say because when you're really zoomed out, it's like that tub must be huge. You're like a giant. You're like fucking Lady Dimitrescu or whatever in the tub. Are you guys gonna talk about what? AKB COVID water. That's actually funny. Thank you for reminding me about that because that actually I think we actually are gonna open with AKB nonsense.
Yeah.
We'll open with that because you brought it up. So I read about that story and I was gonna include that in a little opening AKB segment because there is some other AKB stuff to talk about today, and not just what I mentioned to Nara that we were gonna save because we kind of had a mini combo before we started. But I'm not sure if it's all the concerts. I think it was definitely at the Minami Minagishi when it was an event. I don't remember exactly because one of the things that happened recently. There's some company, I guess, that like releases like this that sells like a water like that, like a spray, I should say, that's supposed to kill like, you know, germs or whatever, and you're required to walk through it and be like decontaminated basically. It looks like
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's like a doorway thing. I mean, it's like exactly what you imagine. It's like a doorway thingy that has like spritzers, like, you know, like maybe like 10 spritzers on there, and you go in there and it's like shh, and you keep moving, and yeah, and it like spritzes you with like probably fucking what's that weed killer that all the conspiracy theorists talk about that probably hits you with like, you know, the fucking something off. I forget what the weed killer is called, but yeah. And
Roundup.
Yeah, Roundup. It's just like fucking hit you with the Roundup weed killer. I don't know what the fuck it sprays on you. It's getting a lot of flack because obviously, for those who don't know, it's been over a year now. We know a lot more about how COVID-19 is passed along, and it's more of you know, the droplets in the air, like breathe. You know, just don't breathe each other's air right now. If you can avoid it, it has nothing.
I mean,
yeah,
like Japan's not doing that hot when it comes to COVID right now.
Well, Japan is in a state of emergency right now, and they've been for a while. Yes. I'm actually kind of confused what's going on over there. Like, I haven't been keeping up with the news too much, but they have been going in and out of a state of emergency. I mean, to be fair, it feels weird to rag on them because they're still doing far better than the U.S. is, like, probably even doing right now. But like, definitely at the U.S. is worse. But still, it's almost like Japan. I expected better from you. They're also still doing the Olympics, which is fucking blowing my mind the more I think about it. They also banned from traveling to Are you, what is this? They're also are they banned from traveling Japan? I do know that you could apparently that the U.S. put a advisory thing, a travel advisory about for people in the U.S. to not go to Japan, which I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know we could go to Japan. So that kind of.
I didn't know either.
Yeah, so that was the part that I was surprised by.
I think we could travel over there, but they can't accept us.
Yeah, so what the fuck? We just live in the airport, like that one dude, like the Tom Hanks movie.
Well, that's the thing. You can land in Japan, but you can't leave the airport, like for a layover or whatever.
Oh, it would only be for work. Yeah, because I guess. As far as I know, like studies definitely not going on because like a lot of places are sent back, like their students and whatnot. I think you could have stayed there at a certain point. If you're just there, you stay. But yeah, Nyaru's she's green right now. She's green with envy about people going to Japan.
Well, yeah, because I want to go, man. I'm missing shit. I want food.
I know. That was the part I was shocked by when I saw the travel advisory. I was like, wait. And I clicked on the article, and I guess the work thing makes sense. To be fair, the article I read did not. No, you did all that. You're not even in the hot tub anymore.
I know, but I had to set for the background. Please understand.
Oh, did you see it? Oh, okay. There it goes. The terminal. Yes, there you go.
The background.
You did all this.
Yes, I wanted the background.
Okay.
Setting it.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I didn't.
It's coming back. I just wanted the background.
I mean, it seems a little much to have the hot tub in the tropical area, but wouldn't you rather go in the ocean?
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, no, that's one thing I always talk about with whoever I'm like traveling with. Why are there pools next to the ocean?
I know. Like there was fuck, where was I staying? There was a time when I stayed at this. I don't remember what the city's called. I'm sure I never know how to properly pronounce it. But there's this beach city like in northern Taiwan, just north of Taipei. Might actually still be part of like New Taipei City, actually, to be fair. But anyways, and it's like I stayed there a couple times one of my last trips. A couple days during part of the trip, and it wasn't like beachfront property, but it was like right on the beach. But the place had this huge pool that was like on like it was like on this outside deck, and it was the closest part of the hotel to the beach. So literally, there was barriers, you couldn't just jump over it. But literally there was this huge pool, and then if you were able to climb down, that's where the beach started. Like there was sand, and there you went. And it was like, who would come here, get in this pool? Rather than go outside and walk like maybe like I guess you have to go all the way around, but still, and rather than go like the fucking 50 more feet, well, look, probably more than that, but like almost like 50-ish more feet to go to the fucking beach, the ocean.
When I bring up this argument, everyone's like, just don't question it. It's for the view.
Yeah,
I'm like, no.
It's for the gram. But I'm sure that hotel also was built long before like just taking a picturesque photo for yourself was a thing. So and the pools are usually packed. Like I remember in that hotel, like there was always people at the pool, and the part where like the beach area that it was in front of, I think was a lot more emptier than the pool area was. I guess if you wanted creature comforts, like to sit somewhere that's like more not temperature control, but like you don't have to bring your own lawn chair or sit on a towel. Also, no sand. What are you, Anakin?
Damn it.
It looks like you're drowning.
Yes, I am drowning. Drowning in my misery. Oh, damn it. Damn it.
No, it's funny because...
again.
Oh my god. For the Anakins. Families that have kids who don't want to leave in the current, or I guess it could be for the children, but I don't want to think of the children. I just this is the most babbling opening. I'm trying to. It's still great though, but yeah. Why is there like a pool in your head?
I don't know. I have to exit out of it again. Please excuse me.
There's a pool in her head.
Too much fun.
No, it's fine. It's actually a really fun opening, and we've actually been somehow moving throughout through like topics sorta. But But no, that's always blown my mind. There's also a hotel I stayed at for for the children. There's also a hotel I stayed at for AX, and I mentioned this before. I love this hotel because it's for I don't want to say where it is. I don't want to blow my spot up, but it's the party hotel even when it's not the con. Actually, it's the party hotel when it's not the con. So weebs don't know this yet. I don't think weebs have caught on yet that you can be loud in this hotel and you're fine, because that's the way the hotel is. There's actually a nightclub up top. That's actually what I'm getting at. They have this really nice rooftop pool that you could go in during the day, but if you want to go in like past, I think it's past 5 o'clock, the pool's open. But if you want to go in there, suddenly there's a bouncer. Doesn't give no fucks if you're an actual guest of the hotel or not. It's like, it's nightclub rules where it's all like, oh, you're not cool enough. You're not like,
you're not wearing the right clothes.
Yeah, literally. And like, I don't think they can totally turn you away, so they kind of just put you in the standby line, and you can fucking just sit there for like all night, never get in. It's just funny because I went there one time. There was some roommates of mine wanted to go to the nightclub part. I'm like, I'll go up with you just to see if we can get in and get a drink. But but I'm pretty sure they won't let us in. So we went up and they put us in the standby. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go back downstairs, drink in the room, and invite some people over. Like, I'll see you guys later. They're like, okay, we'll let you know if they let us in. And I went downstairs, and like about 2 hours later, they come strolling in, and I'm like, oh, did you get in? Like, no, we got tired of waiting. I'm like, what the fuck? We're guests. I just love that idea that we're guests there and then we can't use their pool. But then again, pools do close. But still, I think that's funny. It looks like you have a car behind you. I mean, your face is funny. There we go. You don't have to be quiet. You just never.
Damn it! Are you serious?
You just have to be the least loud. Also, speaking of this hotel, I don't want to blow it up. Usually, they give you the cheap rooms because it's part of the con, like the deal or whatever. But most. It wasn't until let me start again like this. It wasn't until AX that I learned that not every room in there has a hot tub, because when you normally stay, their standard room has a hot tub. Like in the hotel rooms are like a lot of bathrooms. If you're still here, you know which hotel I'm talking about, because it has a see-through shower, and you know what I'm talking about too. I think you came to visit one of the times we were there with the see-through bathroom. But yeah, obviously you can close it, but like technically it's like you could just leave it wide open. It's like, hi everyone, I'm showering. Well, the toilet is a closed room, but still, like it's not that crazy unless you pee in the shower like you fucking freaks. Oh my god, Nyaru, are you alive? Is Nyaru not moving? Am I not moving? No, I'm moving. I think Nyaru's frozen, guys.
Ah!
Oh, there you
Hello?
go. What happened?
Okay, there it goes.
Wait, does this model have boot physics too?
Yes, it does.
Since when?
So, since like forever ago. Also, I'll be right back. Actually, if you want to continue on, I'm
okay.
about to go pee pee.
The only, by the way, I love how that took me to notice, because she moved so far to the side so fast. It was like booba everywhere. Anyways. Don't blow up the hotel, Mr. Taku. I guess I'll babble on a bit more. Minami Minegishi had her AKB48 graduation concert. That happened about 4 days ago or something like that. Also, I'm waiting for Nyaru to come back, but apparently there's some discourse about their outfits on Twitter. If you're still here, Snacks, maybe you want to like toss something in the chat there, and maybe I'll take a look at that. But yeah, there's been a lot of AKB nonsense lately. And the IZ*ONE stuff is still growing. Honda Hitomi already performed with AKB48 teammate, so I'm pretty sure she's staying put, because she was part of all those rumors that Sakura was part of. Like, oh, Sakura is leaving. Don't pee in the tub. And Sakura, she's part of all the rumors that everyone's going K-pop now. Yeah. Well, waiting for Nyaru. For those of you who haven't heard my rant before, mind you, this is not recent, but it keeps getting reaffirmed in various ways. Like I brought this up on an old school like A to G Talks podcast. I brought it up on UPZ, and it's become like the running meme of Drink Talk Learn. That apparently I've come to realize that people who don't pee in the tub or shower or what have you are the vast minority. Especially peeing in the pool. And like, okay, first of all, like this is my like non-scientific little survey I've done. Like 9 out of 10 people probably pee in the shower or the tub or whatever. Hopefully not the tub, but that just means just swimming in your own pee. But pee in the shower. And then out of that 10% that don't at all, like 9 of those people will pee in a pool or the ocean, which blows my mind because there's still people who are willing to like piss themselves. And as far as I'm concerned, especially when you're in a pool or in the ocean, because you're like wearing clothes of some sort, be it a swimsuit or be it like trunks or be it underwear at all, you're pissing yourself. And I'm like, why is that normal to some people? Apparently 99% of the world, apparently that's normal. Like, can I piss myself if I'm in a body of water? Why not? That's nasty. Y'all are nasty. Don't do that either. But yeah, that's if you piss in anything, then let me know. Let me know? That sounded weird. Then put it in the chat. So I'm killing time because Nyaru's gone, and I'm like, oh, podcast is a little funny when Manuel just talking to himself. You get to like deal with Manuel's craziness. But yeah. TLDR, Nyaru, when she doesn't actually have a bathroom, she just has a pool outside. So I don't know if you guys know this. I'm kind of like burning her spot a little, like giving away some of her DL secrets. But she goes to the pool and she just pees, and that pool is mostly pee now. Yeah, pee in pool, hell no. Manuel hates VR and dubs. Okay, I don't hate dubs. And I don't hate VR either. I always get misquoted. Everyone misquotes me. I love, by the way, on that VR discussion, that when we, for those of you who don't know, we had a DTL where Callie and Pleiades were arguing about VR, and it got to the point where Callie stopped the stream because they were arguing so heatedly about VR, and Callie got upset, so she just ended the stream. We came back and we started again normally, but due to that, Callie ended up doing a whole presentation, I think the next week, on VR. And the whole point of that one was kind of like to shut up Pleiades, but somehow, through the magic of Drink Talk Learn, even though that was technically a Callie Pleiades like beef going on there, it turned into both of them against me because of, I don't know what I said when, that got the tables turned towards me. But yeah, that was interesting. And then it became this huge thing about Manuel not liking VR, or like not thinking, which I still stand by. Like, gaming VR is limited and it will never change, or at least not within like any of like our lifetimes. Maybe like at some time when we're all children of Elon Musk, we'll be born with chips implanted in our brains where like we just wake up in VR. Like, I know it sounds like the Matrix, but anyways. Nyaru, I love how we've already managed to through a third of the show with a lot of openings and a lot of like her setting up a hot tub just to go pee. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button to bring Nyaru back from the bathroom. And if you tell all your friends to hit the like button, if we get 100 likes right now, she'll show up. Okay, I thought that would actually work and it'd be really cool. I had a feeling she was coming back. But no, apparently it didn't work. See, you guys didn't believe hard enough. You gotta share this video to 10 friends. If you're watching live on Twitch, you have to retweet the tweet. You have to go to Facebook and share the post I made. And we gotta like 1,000 likes, 1,000 views means a 1,000 Nyarus back from the toilet. So what's new with everyone? Has everyone been Has everyone heard about Kentaro Miura's unfortunate passing away, the Berserk mangaka? I mentioned in some things in the past, and it's funny because, like, for those who don't know, I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't really know this. I didn't really know how influential he kind of was. Like, his passing, like, made Berserk, the term Berserk, trend, like, in pretty much the world over, because there's various trendings when you're on Twitter, but it trended, like, everywhere. And the Berserk manga releases have been they're like at the top of some of the sales charts on Amazon. So I'm like, whoa. I know you kind of see that stuff a lot when people pass away, but I always thought of Berserk as a very, like, niche thing. I guess it was bigger than I thought, which is good. Unfortunately, passed away while not finishing it. There's like a really sad quote I saw where it's something along the lines of like, I hope I can finish it within my lifetime, and now my goal is to take care of my health so I can make sure I finish it. And it's like, well, unfortunately, I guess we don't get to see that, but I'm sure we'll all be now I gotta catch up to Berserk, because I used to collect the mangas when I was younger, and I think I stopped somewhere in like 19 or something. Definitely in the late teens. I don't think I ever read past the 20s. And then I'm pretty sure that someone else owns the license now, so I'm sure all the manga has started again, like, as in, like, releasing in English. Because I collected these when I was, like, fucking, like, in my early 20s, so I'm not even sure who releases it these days. But I kind of want to pick that up again. And I mentioned before I played the Dreamcast game, which at the time was, like, the way most people in the West would have first learned of Berserk if you had a Dreamcast. That was a fun game. Zod was in it. If you don't know who Zod is, and you probably have never seen Berserk, go read Berserk. But Zod is in the game. But at the time, and until very recently, I didn't realize how ridiculous it was that Zod was in that game, because apparently in universe, by that I'm long past, like, knowing too much about the Berserk fandom, but people are like, oh, this game takes place between X chapter and X chapter of the manga, and by that point Zod shouldn't be around anymore. Zod shouldn't, like, the Zod fight comes out of nowhere. Like, the Zod fight was apparently just there to like, not pad the game out, but because you expect it when you're talking about Berserk. Homeboy, the hawk looking guy, the guy who looks like he comes from Gotcha Man, what the fuck's his name? Fucking hell. The villain guy, the one who was like his Guts' buddy at the beginning. Griffith, there you go. Yes, he's not in the game at all. Like, I'm not sure where he disappears off to in, like, this part of the series. Cause yeah, in the game, you, like, end up in this town that's being, like, infested or something like that. And I remember the whole plot has to do with mandragoras, which are, like, these I think I remember reading somewhere that they do exist. I mean, obviously they don't do what they say mythologically, but I think they do exist as a thing. But basically, it's like these plants that look like people-y thingies, but when you pull them out the ground, they scream. I'm sure all that part's mythical. I don't know if mandragoras, like, mandrake roots or whatever actually exist. But yeah, mandragoras are like the human-y parts. But and I remember one of the big bosses was a giant one of those. That was like, like a baby thing, just screaming, and you fight it. Yeah, apparently it's a bad game. There was a period, I call it the AVGN period, because, like, AVGN never covered the Berserk game, but, like, all the AVGN copycats who were all like, oh, all these games are bad. That was a game people would pick on a lot about, like, 10 years ago. But now everyone's all like, oh yeah, there is a Berserk game for the Dreamcast. Did you know about that? I'm like, yeah, the internet hated it. Shut the fuck up. Busy doing God Hand stuff. Yes, exactly. Nosferatu Zod. Yeah, I don't know what. Dark Horse has a license, definitely niche. I think that the original release I read was from Dark Horse too, but I do remember that, like, I think there was like a refresh printing, because I'm sure it's still in print now. But also a friend of mine used to work for Dark Horse. I think she was a translator. It's funny because she was a translator already for Dark Horse, but I met her in my Japanese 4 class, which is all like, how good is your Japanese if I'm studying... by the way, J4 isn't exactly the high level. It's like still the junior level. And I'm like, how are you translating for Dark Horse already? Like that was her job, and I used to run into her at AX, like a couple AXs after that. And I remember, like, I think it was 2016 or so, 17, I don't remember exactly. I remember running into her, and I was looking for the newer Vampire D novels, which Dark Horse also prints. And I was like, oh, you don't have that many of the older ones. She's like, oh yeah, like we're letting them all go out of print. It's just, I'm like, oh shit. Which is also sad because I've sold all my old ones, so like rest in peace those if I ever want them again. But yeah, I remember she was going on about how like Dark Horse has like weird print runs or whatever. And then Dark Horse also does a lot of like fucking Kickstarters. I don't know if they still do, but they used to do a lot of Kickstarters for like the Tezuka stuff, which always blows my mind. I'm like, you would think they would have the money just to release it like without a Kickstarter, but they did that for Unico and like for Ludwig, which is like the, I guess, Tezuka's thing on Beethoven. I joined a bunch of these. I think I got all the books and I just never read them. The only one I read was Princess Knight, and I don't know if that one had a Kickstarter or not. My God, what the fuck is Nyaru? I'm just babbling now, but yeah, that's that. Kickstarter is also good for multi-tiered pre-order system. I guess I also what I hate about Kickstarter is that there's so many times that like I'll get an ad for a really cool like RPG system, or what sounds like it might be a cool RPG system or a board game. Oh, thank God. Well, let me finish this thought real fast. And I'll see the ad on Facebook, and I'll start like I don't even click on them anymore because I can tell now. But it'll be for a Kickstarter, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna bother clicking on this if it's a Kickstarter. And I've been burned by a lot. I've actually been burned by far more Kickstarters than I've ever gotten things for. Okay, Nyaru, did you pee out your soul? Because, like, you were gone a while.
Yeah.
I told everyone that you don't actually have a bathroom, that you just have another pool, and you just go into it and pee, because apparently that's what everyone does.
But I live in an apartment. How would I go all the way and do that?
Well, you might live in an apartment that has a pool, like, in like its courtyard, and you just go outside and you pee.
All the way across the way?
Yes, just to go pee. No,
dude, that's a long walk.
I'm pretty sure
it would take even longer.
I'm pretty sure you've been a part of the conversation. We're gonna move on after this, but I'm pretty sure you've been a part of the conversation where I'm always like ranting and raving because just a really fast version that 9 out of 10 people pee in the shower apparently, but out of the small percentage of people who don't, 9 out of 10 of those, like 99 of everyone, will fucking pee in the pool or in the ocean, and I'm like, okay. I don't think either is right. Don't do either. But I don't
think either or is that deep.
No, because like peeing in the shower, that's actually like, it's kind of like, okay, it's going down the drain. But when you're peeing in a pool or in the ocean, you're just pissing yourself. You're pissing yourself. No, stop pissing.
I don't think any of this is that deep.
Nyaru pees everywhere, guys. Nyaru pisses herself all the time. Anyways, I went on Twitter today to post our schedule. And probably because I interact so much with you on the A2J Twitter, almost all your tweets are always on the top of my feed because of that, no matter when they come out. And I saw one of your tweets. I don't know if it was from yesterday or how many days ago it was. And I was like, what the fuck, Nyaru? Your tweet was like, I'm like, hashtag that Nyabai. I know it's not drawing, but like, one of your tweets was like, what'd you eat for dinner and why wasn't it me?
Oh, shit posting.
It blew my mind. I was like, no. I was gonna comment on it, but then I remembered I was on the A to J one. I should have did it anyway, but and I was gonna come back and do it on mine. Then by the time I switched to mine, I'd forgotten. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck. Anyways, Nyaru, since you're back, what's up with the AKB48 costume debate discourse?
Okay, so once again, K-poppies come back at you with horrible takes. Yeah, it's one of those. I was just scrolling around today while I was taking a break, and next thing I know, I see like a status that's like, oh my god, why is Honda Hitomi wearing the Party City outfit? And it was just like, it looks like a normal AKB uniform, okay? And like all these K-pop just came out were like, oh my god, I'm gonna travel to Japan to save her. She should not be wearing these Party City costumes. And then of course, J-pop Twitter erupted, and then that's pretty much the gist of it. Then everyone just started posting like all their favorite like AKB outfits.
Well, it's
That's
funny.
really it.
Yeah, it's funny you brought that up because I mentioned it earlier too. That Honda Hitomi performed with Team 8 recently, so that rumor's kind of squashed. I think the K-pop people are just salty, by the way, because oh my god, my light's making my speaker buzz. Hold on. Okay, I'll have to just live with that apparently. Hopefully my mic's not picking that up. Sorry if it is. I feel like that YouTube... Anyway, I'll get to that later. But I think they're just salty because one of the rumors was also including Honda Hitomi. Like, oh, she's going to leave AKB48 soon. And go back to K-pop. But now... not only has she not announced graduation, but she's just back with her group. It's like, God forbid, she's back to that. So yeah, they're just salty. See, I don't... You know what? I'm not going to enjoy the discourse. Because I feel like I can enjoy the discourse from the opposite end. Like some of the K-pop nonsense that goes through with, like, you know, the looks and the outfits.
Well, I saw one while I was just skimming through. It was like, yeah, like, wearing luxury brands is, like, the norm for K-pop. Like,
yeah.
That's why she shouldn't be wearing this. I'm like, no. Not everyone is like that.
I mean... I can't stand K-pop stands sometimes, like most of the time. I just don't get it.
All the time.
Yeah, all the time. And like I said, I'm not gonna lie. Like part of it, like I know the obvious answers, like just don't let it get to you, don't let it bother you. But every time I feel like I'm slowly dipping into the K-pop thing, doesn't even matter. They're usually not fans of whatever I'm kind of dipping into, which is probably part of the point. It's always the fans that turn me away from it. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be even remotely a part of this.
Yeah, it's just... I just saw it popping around. Like, I was taking a break from, like, my editing stuff and just happened to go on Twitter. First thing I see was that, and I'm like, what? K-pop stands at it again.
R.I.P. Well, let's move on and talk about some con nonsense because
oh god,
that feels like a fun topic to switch to, and we'll come back to the manga things later. But let's talk about some con nonsense. Let me just write that out. Convention nonsense. Cons are coming back, and it's funny to say that because cons never really left, depending on what state you lived in. They were always there. And I looked it up. I looked it up after I wrote part of the outline just to confirm this or not. There were some states that never locked down, because I'm like, okay, like surely everyone locked down at some point, but there were some states that pretty much never did. Obviously, you can put restrictions
mostly
on.
It's mostly like flyover states.
Oh, of course. But like, there were some states that never locked down, and there were some states that unlocked down, de-locked down, reverse lockdown. Is probably the better way to put that. Like last year, so like, and there are some states like Texas that have like not only opened everything up fully, but they're starting to like. I don't know how they could do this. It's like it's the exact reverse. Like, you can't do this either. They're trying to pass like some sort of laws where it's all like, oh, you can't force anyone to wear a mask or we'll fine you. And I'm like, okay, like you don't get it both ways. You can't be all like, oh, we can't serve you a cake because we don't believe in your sexual orientation, and then like, oh, we also like no, and you also like we don't like you have to you can't we can stop making a cake, and you can't make us wear. You don't get it all the ways. It's like you. It's stupid. It's like you don't get it that you can do what you want in a business, but then also it's like, oh, also turns out you can't do what you want in business. Turns out the government can have a say at what you can or can't do. You don't get it both ways, guys. Texas is going through crazy shit.
I can't believe I have to go to that state.
Yeah, the funny thing was before we started, Nyaru was like, "Oh, I might be." Well, no, I might be. She's missing next week, by the way. UBZ. I'm not sure if I'll be here, but probably won't be because I have to be gone the second half of the week, so I might take the whole week off. But I saw that Texas has a thing where they're letting, or it's not like done yet, but there's like some law going into like hitting wherever the fuck laws hit to be considered about like people being able to not have to register a gun, which is insane to me. To have a gun you don't have to register, like isn't that like
yeah? That's just Texas for you.
Look for the stealth. Nice. We're gonna talk about whatever's on mine. Yeah, do that.
I think it's nice, but at the same time, I could see why people are like, sus about it.
What, a gun that's not registered? Yeah, I mean that's literally how like what's the word? Have you ever watched like a crime show that's literally like, I forgot what they call those kind of ghost guns or whatever? Not actually, ghost guns is a different thing now, but because ghost guns are now guns you make yourself. But I think that was the same term they used though. Basically, it was a gun that's not registered, so like it gets passed around to get like it does a ton of murders because no one owns that gun. Like most guns, I don't know if you know this, but most guns is like, oh, this was shot by this, like forensics can like narrow it down to like the gun owner. Obviously, it's not like the gun doesn't have your name printed on it, but there are certain things that can help find things like that. But if the gun is not owned by anyone, it's not registered. It's like, oh, I don't know. That just blows my mind. I don't know.
But it also helps like, get cheaper sale prices. But other than that, like that's really it. That's the only benefit.
Nyaru wants a cheap AK. You want a cheap AK?
They're really expensive.
Nyaru's a gun.
I feel like all it does is help the secondhand market. That's it.
It helps the second. I mean, it technically does, but like I said, I think that's the whole issue. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that like that was already. I mean, now it's A to G talk. I mean, A to G talks about guns, but I'm pretty sure that gun shows were already the weird gray area. Like you were able to sell guns privately at a gun show without having to do all the nonsense or whatever, which also blew my mind. Like if you're
Con nonsense.
Oh yeah, con nonsense. Don't bring your gun. Okay, I was about to make that joke, but I think that was the whole thing a couple years ago at that Arizona con where somebody did bring a gun to a con. It was this huge thing. By the way, because of that one guy in Arizona who brought a gun to a convention. If you guys are first time convention goers or haven't gone to a convention before 2018 or so when that happened, this might blow your mind, but it used to be that you could come and go from the con center without having to go through security. I just love this country.
And now you have to go through security every time you come in and out.
I love this country. It's like rather than fix the situation at the at the source, just inconvenience the world because of it. It's just like, I know the U.S. is the world, but that's also the U.S. way of thinking. But yeah, so I tied it back to the gun thing. It's actually funny because at AX there are like priority entrances for the press, the staff, the guests. But I've actually gone through that line with guests who are like guests of the con. They have to go to security too for some reason, which blows my mind. I mean, for some reason, like everyone has to, so I guess it makes sense. But it still blows my mind that they're getting like these random Japanese people are just like probably like, oh, the stereotypes are true. Like we'll get shot on the streets, which to be fair, that kind of is true. But I mean, like to think just to go into this event that they have to be like checked like that. But like we've all just came to accept it. But that's really new. I mean, like, an event like AX, it blows my mind that now it blows my mind because, like, all the entrances will be open. Like, I used to know how to get into, like, the, first of all, that also kind of worked for, like, ghosters, which you can't really ghost cons anymore like you used to. Because, like, you would be able to just, like, oh, no one ever checks this entrance, and you would just, like, go in through that one. But also, because not every exit is open now, because they also, like, want to, like, funnel you through certain entrances and exits, a lot of like things are inconvenient. Like, oh, I can't go to that restaurant easier. I can't go to my hotel easier. Yeah, I hate big cons now because of that. It's a very new thing that pisses me off. That's why I miss hotel cons, and they're dying so much in like the West Coast. But I miss hotel cons because by their nature, there is no security like that because it's a hotel. Like there's people who are just staying there. Like there's like the grandmothers coming to like visit their grandkids or whatever the fuck. You're not gonna check their bags. So yeah, I can't stand that. I can't stand it. It just blows my mind. It blows my mind that we just grew to live with that because of this Arizona guy with the gun. Also, I wanted to point out because nobody ever pointed this out when this happened, but everyone's all like, "Oh, can you believe he brought a gun to a con?" Arizona is an open carry state. He didn't even have to hide the gun. He could have just
he could literally just be holding it.
Yes.
As long as it's not in a position where it looks like he's gonna shoot.
So it blows my mind that that anyone was shocked, and if anything, I'm shocked something like that hadn't happened before. Because people, obviously that guy had like horrible intentions, but there's all the things that were like, oh, I need to go into the gun. I need to go into the Starbucks carrying my AK like this, and bullshit like that. Why did we bring that up last week? I feel like we brought this up last week. Anyways, conventions are back. Everyone leave your guns at home and get your vaccines. What's your feeling on the conventions coming back, Nyaru?
Sus, but I can't stop them. I'm not going to them. Just hope people are mindful. That's all I can hope. That's all I can really hope for,
It's funny because I really think that if Anime Expo, actually Anime Expo was a bad example, they probably would have still canceled. But I really think that if Crunchyroll Expo would have waited to test the waters a bit, they would have been an in-person convention. For those who don't know, all the big ones, and I know these are all West Coast ones, but these are still the biggest cons technically, industry-wise. AX and Crunchyroll, and I forget what the other one was. I have on the list somewhere. But I'll just name those two right now. Are happening virtually still. Well, Fanime is one, but Fanime is kind of local. Are all still happening virtually. To be fair, Fanime is charging, but the other two aren't. But still, I'm like, and thank God. I thought I was the only one, but it used to be I remember this time last year, everyone was still kind of all together in the mindset. Okay, by the way, Nyaru, in case you can't tell where I'm leaning into this, I'm actually leaning kind of towards let's be safe, but I'm kind of for it, and I might start going. I'm not going to anything during the summer. I still think the summer's too soon, but I might start looking at some of the fall ones that are already announced. I probably won't go to AWA, which I think is happening in person, because AWA just strikes me as a place where no one's gonna give a rat's ass about maintaining safety. Yeah. No offense.
Plus, there's probably not gonna be any Japanese guests anyway. So
yeah,
that was my go-to con for that kind of stuff. The fact that it's not happening, it's I don't really have a reason to go.
Exactly, that's the other thing. That's the thing that's worth mentioning. Unless a con is happening in your backyard, or it's something that your friends are going to, that's close to you, there's no point traveling right now because none of them will have Japanese guests this year. For a lot of reasons. Even Japan, by its own admission, is rolling out vaccines pretty slowly. I don't even know if they've been rolling them out at all right now.
They've been so far. I think I've heard it's 1,000 people a day are getting vaccinated.
Yeah, and I think that the statistic they mentioned a while ago is still holding true. That it's not going to be until next year sometime that half of everyone in Japan will be vaccinated. So it's a long time coming.
Even then, that's
half.
Still very little.
Yeah, that's half. I think it was February or March next year, 2022. So obviously that's going to hamper anyone traveling here. So yeah,
let alone over there.
Exactly. So obviously, yeah, maybe don't travel to a long distance con. But also, AWA just strikes me as oh, people will be coughing on me and all in my space. I really hope that we just hold on to the 6 feet thing, the mask. Don't breathe on me. Don't get in my space.
Especially the mask.
Yeah.
Because, I've already seen people be oh, well, if you have the vaccine, you don't need to wear the mask. And if you have the vaccine, a place can't tell you to not wear a mask. And, no, I'm going to be wearing a mask for the rest of my life, and you can't tell me anything.
I'm so glad I have not seen, I think I just been kind of sheltered and lucky that I haven't seen much mask, nonsense. In my travels past year, and even now I'm thank God no one's really stopping. But by the way, California, if I'm not mistaken, I think June 16th, which is only 3 weeks away, might be getting that date, the exact date wrong, but I think it's mid-June sometime. That's when pretty much everything's supposed to end here, as in all the lockdown-y things. So I think you just go unmasked. I think there's still warnings about don't, because they still tell you this, it's real stuff, don't, maybe get yourself vaccinated and don't wear a mask. Still wear a mask unless you're vaccinated, or whatever the fuck the CDC's telling you. But they're gonna lift all the restrictions even here in California. So, Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I'll still be wearing a mask when I fucking go to Walmart because they'd be dirty there.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mean I don't mean.
That's a thing. I'm just really glad that mask culture has actually become a thing, because like I don't have to go out and look like a fucking weirdo anymore, and especially the people who are like already immunocompromised.
Yes.
I always feel bad like seeing those people because they get the weirdest of stares, and it's not even their fault. It's just they have a bad immune system, and now it's like a little more normalized, and they don't have to like get the stink eye of like, oh, what's wrong with them, I always hate seeing that. I always feel bad for people who like have no choice but to wear a mask, and then they get like those stink eyes.
Yeah, I hate that the mask wearing thing has become so politicized, because
that too.
Yeah, going forward from now, I don't think anyone can ever wear a mask again, even fashion-wise, which is funny because, like, I know many of people who wear masks, like, fashion-wise, like, almost on the daily. Good luck trying that in the future. You'll probably, like, by the future, I don't mean, like, in a few months. I mean this time next year, when hopefully more of this is a memory behind us. Doing it then, you're gonna get all like the former Trumpers. I guess they still be Trumpers. You get all the the Trumpers are all like.
We still have a chance, guys. We still have a chance. No.
Honey.
No, honey.
Let's try to get back to cons.
Take off the mask. Oh, cons. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of cons, though, you know how I'm going to Texas this weekend. Surprisingly enough, there is a con that is going on this weekend. The weekend I'm going to Texas. IkkiCon is actually happening.
Wait, that's happening?
That's in December. Yeah, it's usually a December con. The year that what do you call it? Well, the year COVID happened was the year they were to go back to like downtown Austin. Of course, that got canceled. And they were also moving dates to like summertime. So it's gonna be like a whole brand new spanking IkkiCon setup and new dates, new location. It's gonna be a pretty good time. And now, a whole year later, they're gonna retry again this coming weekend. And funny enough, the Texas Idol Festival actually got an offer to go. Like
what?
An event at IkkiCon, and from what I heard, they all the staff turned them down. Oh well, the Texas Idol Festival I heard turned them down because they didn't feel comfortable. Especially with like the younger crowd and everything, not comfortable putting them in like that sort of situation. So yeah, interesting. Maybe I don't think I'm gonna pass by Austin on my way back, but if I do, I may just go take like a drive-by real quick and see, like, scope it out and be like, what's going on? Because I want to go to Buc-ee's, and the only Buc-ee's near me is like, well, that's near the area I'm going to, is like between Austin and San Antonio.
No, I'm on their site right now. Well, yeah, it's starting soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a drive-by.
I can't believe this. They are. There is some limits about like masks and.
Yeah, and they do have a limit on like how many people.
Yeah, exactly.
In the building and like I guess it's okay, but at the same time, it's like, I'm gonna wait it out. I'm not gonna be part of like any mess that's gonna happen, Yeah. That's the vibe I have. Like, as much as I would love to go back, I don't want to be part of any mess that's gonna happen, or be part of any drama, end up on TV for something, or like, get COVID because, people weren't, the majority of people weren't vaccinated or didn't finish their vaccinations. And by the way, did you know you can still get COVID even during your first round of vaccinations with the 2-part?
Yes. You're not fully vaccinated, I think, until 2 weeks after your second. So.
Yeah, exactly. So
still be safe.
I wonder how many people are going to be thinking like, oh, I got the first part, I should be fine, and it's still go to the con, and then they get sick, and then they have to they basically ruin their whole entire vaccine process.
Yeah.
I really wonder how many of that's gonna happen though. That's my biggest like concern, I guess. I don't even want to call it a concern. I'm just like, it's gonna be interesting.
It's worth mentioning that similar to what we were just talking about earlier. These are all. I don't even know who half these guests are. Greg Aries is the only one I recognize. There's a few voice actors, and there's, I think, a couple podcasters and like a couple cosplayers.
Yeah, it's mostly either local people.
Well, IkkiCon was always kind of small.
Or Funimation people.
I was gonna say.
That's all you could really get.
Yeah. That's crazy though. Yeah, this weekend is fuck what? Oh, it's a hotel con too. I just read this right now. It's at the Austin Marriott. I'm not gonna lie. Like, see the little gremlin inside of me, this little fucking gremlin monster that wants me to fucking get COVID somehow magically. It's still possible. I forgot what the word is. It's very rare. It's very unlikely, but you can still technically. So there are cases of people get catching COVID even after the vaccine, which is why you still like everyone be careful. And obviously, there's the whole thing about mutations and all that bullshit where you can still fuck the whole process up if everyone's not vaccinated anyway. But what I was saying. Oh yeah, but there's a little gremlin in me that just wants to get COVID. I swear to God, this part of me is all like, I can get to Austin in 2 days. And I'm like, no, Manuel, no, don't you fucking do it. Don't you fucking do it.
I can make it when I'm there. I can make it in a couple of hours.
No,
I'm still not gonna go.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, man, you're. And don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying I do it. Like, just like I said, it's literally like. Everyone has the angel, the demon on them. Mine is just like my inner little fucking, my inner golem is all like, go to the con, get drunk in the hotel room on your, like, then again, I don't really know anyone. I'm just gonna get drunk on the hotel room by myself and then like get COVID.
I'm going on a date with Paida, so.
Oh, I haven't seen Paida in years.
Yeah, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna go eat burgers.
I want a burger. But yeah, so this weekend's also Fanime. And Fanime is going virtual.
Oh, Fanime's this weekend? Oh,
yes.
Yeah, but it's a virtual one, right?
It is.
Okay.
That being said, I am annoyed as fuck. Because I don't know if it's because we didn't do I mean, I don't know if like, how do I say this? Let me start again. So, there's two panels, and one of them's an idol panel. And I forget what the other one was. I think the other one might have been a Japanese music one. TLDR, it feels like there are two people like stealing our panels. And I'm so upset by this, especially the idol one. I'm like, are we gonna have to like, like just like turf warfare? Me and Angie and like whoever else is on the panel have to go over there and like fight them or something. It's like, 'cause I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. It's like. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't even consider doing like any of the panels at Fanime this weekend because I'm like, it's virtual, and people are being and I'm soft protesting it because they're still charging people money for it, and they didn't do refunds, and I don't want to protest too loudly because I still want to go to the con in the future. I don't want my name to be out there like with the wrong people where they remember me. But I'm also annoyed that there's people doing similar panels to like basically we've been replaced, I feel. And I'm like, we have to be, it's like turf warfare. It's like we were first, our idol panel's better. But yeah. But that's basically, I don't know. But then again, like I was saying, like I've said a million times, virtual convention stuff I feel in 2021, in mid 2021 basically, I just don't think it's the same. It's like I think we're starting to, this is where we get our answer whether virtual cons and all this stuff is actually going to stay forever or it's going to disappear. I think it's going to I hope it disappears. Maybe not to the end of this year, but I'm so tired of the virtual con. I'm tired of the virtual cons charging. That's the long and the short of it. I've been against that money thing for a while, and I know people can argue me with that like crazy, but I don't know. I don't want to beat that dead horse anymore, but I'm just, this is Fanime weekend, and it's sad because I'm seeing all the memories of the past Fanimes. You were there at one of the Fanimes, remember that? I'm sorry, yes. I closed the chat a long time ago to fucking open the site. Let me go back to it. Rip Fanime this year. But yeah, yeah, that was a fun con. That was the con where you brought a party to my room, and then like one of your friends took alcohol, and then I got taken by security. But anyways, good times, Nyaru. It was also the time when I offered you illegal substances. Remember that?
Yes. I won't say what those illegal substances are, but let me tell you, they were very illegal.
Oh, I'm such a weirdo. That was a fun con though, and I remember oh man, I was so sick some of those days. Rip Fanime. That was the year you went was the last year that we stayed. Well, not the last. It was the last year that happened. It was 2018, so it wasn't the last year it ended up happening. But the following year, we stayed at the Hilton because of some bullshit with the hotels. So that was the last time we stayed at the Fairmont. And I say the last time we stayed at the Fairmont because I don't know if anyone has heard, but the Fairmont is changing ownerships, or maybe it already has changed ownerships. So the Fairmont no matter what, it's no longer going to be the same hotel, even if it stays around. So rest in peace, the Fairmont too. I hope the hotel still stays open though, because there aren't that many hotels in that little downtown area, and I would hate to see like some of the pricing and the hotel fights for things to get crazier. That being said, they always set a hotel block aside for like press and guests. So usually we've always been able to get a hotel through that. But obviously, like I mentioned, the last time they gave us the Fairmont, and like, oh yeah, we actually double booked the Fairmont. So now you're staying at the Hilton, and the Hilton, as far as I'm concerned, was the worst hotel to stay at. It was a nice hotel.
What, the Hilton for Fanime?
Yeah, it's because it's the furthest one. Nice. It's the furthest one. It's
wait, that Hilton.
Yes, the one that's like because it's connected to the con center. Fun fact.
That one. That was nice.
But it's like, it's on the other end. It's not by the Fairmont. The Fairmont's where the panels happen, and the Fairmont's like the walk from the Hilton.
The Fairmont is far away. Fuck the Fairmont.
I love the Fairmont. I miss the Fairmont. The Fairmont was the one. First of all, the rooms are huge, and like
I get better perks at Hilton. That's why I always get the big room.
Well, the room, I guess the room is okay, like at the Hilton too, but
no, they're better than the Fairmont. Whatever the fuck we went in last time.
I still love the Fairmont. I miss it.
Fairmont's whack. It's so far. It's hot there, and you gotta go through that park where there's a whole bunch of like boomers and young kids.
I know, the kids.
Like, I'd rather have a con. I'd rather have a hotel that's connected to the con than deal with that. That's why the Fairmont sucks.
All the boomers. That's why I love it. Yeah.
Yes.
It's Boomer Central. No, I actually love the Fairmont. I'll be straight with you, because that hotel feels almost like a con hotel. Like, how do I say that? Let me back up. It feels like a hotel con. I should say, that's the word I meant to say, because there's so much that goes on at the hotel itself. There have been Fanimes. I think that Fanime that you were at, actually, that's a good example, where I went to the con center once. Actually, it was more than... No, it was once. Because we didn't have as many interviews that year, and A to G had a lot of people there that year, so I only went to, I think, one of the interviews. Like, I think we did 2 others where I just sent people to do them. I'm like, here, take the camera and go ask them questions. And so, yeah, there was that kind of stuff. And I think I only went to the con center once because it was like over there. I just went to go see the exhibit hall, to hang out with someone, to see Artist Alley, then I came back. But I was able to spend most of the con outside of the con, but still do all of our panels because they're just downstairs. I don't know. But then again, my con experience is so different from other people's. I'm the kind of person who's like, I'm going to go drink in the hotel room and then go walk down barefoot to my panels. Well, not barefoot, but like with no shoes. Were you with me when I've gone to the panels with no shoes?
No, but it's my first time hearing about these.
Everyone makes fun of me about this, especially okay, I will admit ALA was worse, because the last con that most of us went to was ALA 2020, and everyone was talking so much shit about me at that con, and I will admit this is worse, because in order to get to first of all, we stayed at the Doubletree, which is also the hotel that had the panels.
Wait, for ALA?
ALA. So, in order to get to the panels, we were in the third tower. Bless you. We were in the third tower. So, in order to get to where the panels were, we had to go outside, then walk across this like little block, and then go back into the hotel, and that's where the panels were. But that was the part that apparently rubbed everyone the wrong way. That I was walking around in my socks, like through like the sidewalk, and then back into the hotel. Like dragging, but then again, if you have shoes, you're dragging the shit there anyway. But bless you.
Thank you.
But everyone talked a lot of shit about me. They're like, "Yeah, Manuel's weird. Why do you have no shoes?" And yeah.
Yeah, why don't you have shoes?
I actually don't. There's no answer to that. Like, they were just. I think. Bless you.
Thank you.
Because there was one day where we had like 3 panels like in the day, and they were basically like back to back. Actually, that was Sunday, and I think that was actually the day perfectly. So that was the day everyone really noticed. Everyone talked all the shit because the night before I was like, you know what? I don't want to, because we have so many panels on the last day. I didn't want to do them like homeless. So I went and I'm like, I'm just gonna get one more night at the hotel. So I got one more night so that when our last panel ended like at 4, there was still a room for us to go back to in between them, right? Mm-hmm. So that day though, I was so done with the con. Like I was still drinking too, of course, but I was so hungover, so dead, doing all the panels. Molly was supposed to do one of the panels and she got upset and she left early. So I had to like do a panel I didn't intend to do. Like well, Angie and Tiffany was sick that con, but Angie and Tiffany were there. But I remember Molly left and I was like, oh shit, I did this panel like, you know, basically on my own, like with Angie, I guess. No offense to Angie, but anyways. And so I was just coming up and down the stairs like with no shoes on, and Angie was like, yeah, Manuel's not wearing socks, and I mean Manuel's just wearing socks. I was wearing socks, but yeah. And then Rachel's like, that's disgusting, go put on your shoes. And I'm like, I'm already downstairs, I'm not going back up. So yeah,
nasty.
And Callie, I think Callie was talking shit too. Everyone was there and everyone was talking all this shit, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I would be talking shit too. That's nasty. Anyways,
what is this conversation? That's why Manuel loves all the boomers. I just go to all the game movie showings and I can enter karaoke. Cons are a lot different. I remember when I was younger, I've mentioned this in the past, but like the mole people, well, we used to call them mole people. The mole people who would like live at the convention center for AX. Like, the convention center always closed. But there was far less security back in the older days of AX when it was first there. First of all, the con was a lot smaller, so it wouldn't actually occupy the whole convention center sometimes, some of the years. So people, like some of the really broke weebs, would just like live at the con center overnight. They would, you know, when the place closed like at 1 or 2 in the morning when the last panel happened, they would just go to the little alcovey part and just like sleep there until like 6 or 8 when it opens, and they just start walking around. And I was like, what the fuck? You ever heard of that, Nyaru? Those are some good con memories. Back when PMX used to happen at a hotel all the time, which I guess it's still in a hotel con when the last time it happened. You used to get people who would, like, if there was a 24-hour video room or 24-hour karaoke, they would just go in there. Yeah. They'd just go in there to sleep, or like.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Or you get like the nomad-y ones, the ones who like maybe they get kicked out of the one room so they go to the other, or they go to the lobby, or they'll just like, you know, just move. They'll just keep moving, but like sleeping too. And I'm like, what the fuck, guys? Get a fucking room. But and I'm not one to rack on people if you can't, like, you know, but like, don't come to the con and stay here overnight if you don't have a room. What's that about, you know? Like, go home.
Go home.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? And then the obvious part of this is they don't have a room, so they're not going to shower the next day. So yeah, and that goes to that whole other, you know, con nonsense, you know, shit. So there's parts of cons I look forward to, parts of cons I don't. I don't know. But like I said, it's that little gremlin that like, I swear, it's the fucking Bill Gates, like, you know, the Bill Gates microchip that's in me now because the vaccine. It woke up the gremlin. Part of me is like, go to the con, Manuel. Go to the con.
Go to the con.
Yeah.
Go to the con.
I've already said that if PMX happens in November, I'm gonna go to it. Even if it doesn't happen in November, I'm 100% going to ALA in January, and that's early January. So it might as well be the PMX. It's like it's only like a month and a half after. Are you sure it's not? It's like, oh, yes. Also the little gremlin. But yeah, there's this fucking gremlin in me, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm as shocked as anyone else, because I'm like, the other day, Weston was like, hey, do you want to go to Animanga? That's this convention that's happening in Ontario, because like,
Ontario?
well, where ELA happened. not Canada, where ALA happened in that same place. By the way, I don't know if you know this, but ALA is moving to Long Beach next year, but which is so close to me. I'm still gonna get a hotel, but it's so close to me. I could just go back and forth from home, but which I did one year because that's also where Anime California was one year, and I would just like come back and forth from home, not to stay the night, but to get shit to take back. Cause I'm not gonna carry all this. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, Anime Manga's happening in Ontario, and Weston was like, "Hey, are you interested in going to this? Because it's 2-day con. They're gonna have some like hotel thingies open. Hotels are always cheap there. Like I said, it's a place where ALA happens." And I'm like, I think might also be in. No, I think it's in August or something. And I'm like, okay, that's definitely too early for me. But the gremlin in me, the fucking gremlin, is all like, go to the con, Manuel. Go to the con. Also, because Weston's asking, so I know there'll be someone there to like hang out with or drink with, and I'm like, don't do this, Manuel. It's too early. You're gonna the gremlin wants you to get COVID. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
But I'm not gonna lie. So it's almost like, if you were expecting me to continue the stance, don't get me wrong. You definitely, even when I go to ALA, I'll still be wearing a mask indoors. I've already talked to like Morgan and everyone else. Like, obviously, we're not gonna just invite the randos to our hotel party thingies like we used to. First of all, the hotels, I'm pretty sure, will be cracking down on that anyway these days. But wouldn't be doing that. And if we start inviting people that we haven't really seen in a while, it's like vaccine cards at the door, people. Like, I'm like not even joking. Vaccine card or just bounce. Like, get out of here. It's like you're not drinking with us. But yeah, we already talked about shit like that. It's almost like part of me feels like, doesn't that mean you shouldn't be going to the con then? And I'm like, the fucking gremlin wants me to go. I can't help it.
Don't go.
A really good example about Anime Manga that I mentioned in August is the reason it's at the place that ALA is. It's because the Pomona Fairplex, where it used to always be, which used to be a fairground con, by the way. Now it's a convention center con. But when it used to be in the Pomona Fairplex, that whole venue is shut down for the rest of the year as a vaccination facility. So if anything...
Yeah, I remember we were talking about this a couple months ago. So
if anything, that should be telling me, don't go. The reason it's in a convenient place now is because its old place is a vaccination site. Just wait, Gremlin Manual. Just wait. But fucking Gremlin Manual's all like, wanna go to the con. I wanna go to the con. I want to be a weeb. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. This is insane. Go, Manuel. Just go. Don't be scared. You sound like a fucking Trumper. Like, I don't let fear rule my life or whatever. Look at him. Don't be scared. Oh, man. I'm not gonna lie. There is the whole argument, and God damn it, am I slowly becoming I'm not gonna lie, I actually almost said, I don't want to keep living in fear, and I'm like, wait, that sounds like what a Trumper would say.
Trumper.
But obviously, in a perfect world, everyone would get fucking vaccinated, and we'd be able to get back to some semblance of normality. But I don't know. But then again, like I've already said, my con experience is different than most people's. I probably won't ever really be in the rooms where a lot of people will be. You know what I mean? And if it is me doing a panel or shit like that, I'll definitely be like far apart from them, and so on. So I think just by the way I do cons, I'd kind of be safer than the average con goer. But then again, maybe that's just a gremlin trying to convince me otherwise.
Who knows?
But yeah, I'm definitely going to wait till ALA. I mean, I've already mentioned that if PMX happens, I kind of want to go. But I also know some of the staffers, and they're more hardcore on the waiting till 2022 than I am. They don't have the gremlin in them yet. The Bill Gates hasn't turned on their switches. So, yeah, like, so like, they're fine or whatever. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to have PMX this year. So, I guess, and I'm not going to go to any
They can't. They can't.
We're at about 7:25. If you want to start wrapping up.
Yeah, we'll start wrapping up soonish. But I thought that was funny that somehow this became a conversation about hot tubs and gremlins. Nyaru. When are you gonna start doing hot tub streams?
Tomorrow, actually.
Oh, you really are? I was just fucking joking.
God, no. I'm gonna secret. Can't tell anyone. But so tomorrow I have my Q&A stream and karaoke, and I told everyone so far it's gonna be a surprise, and that's the surprise. It's gonna be a hot tub stream.
Oh shit!
It's literally gonna be this.
So this is like this is like a dry run for it. It took like a half hour to set up live, guys. Hope you liked it.
Well, now I know how to set it
exactly.
up, so it's fine.
No, my favorite part of all of it was when the water got stuck in your head and you were just like, ah! You were like waving your model around like a fucking Barbie with like a fucking thing in their head. It was like, what the hell is this? There was some shit I was gonna say real fast, rapid fire, and I forgot what they were. God damn it, I hate my life. Shit. It's May 25th. Everyone go, it was Pac-Man's birthday on Saturday. I found that out on accident. May 22nd, I think it was. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot. I was trying to buy time to remember what I was going to say, and I forgot what it was. Doesn't matter. I guess it wasn't important. Yeah, I guess we'll just wrap this up. Cons are happening. I'm probably going to wait 2022, not listen to the Gremlin, but I am going to be going to ALA, which is January 6th, if I'm not mistaken. It's the first weekend of the year. So I'm literally going to start start 2022 with a convention. It is near my home though, so if I feel like everyone's being grody, I'll just fucking just bounce. I'm like, see y'all later.
I mean, if you're there, it's already grody.
Oh my god. If you watch FAP on Friday, it's been a running joke that we've been finding all these new slang terms to to use incorrectly, and I've never felt so boomer in my life. And it's funny because the other people I'm talking to, one of them's Jordan, who does FAP with me. One of them's Jordan, and the other one's Ari, who's also been on some streams here and there, who does FAP with me. But yes, so it's just funny because they're both so much younger than me. Not like a ton, but I think Ari's barely a couple years older than you, Nyaru. So it's just funny that people who aren't that old they're making me feel old because they don't know shit of. Just sad. I'm trying to read this thing real fast, see if I missed anything in the outline. Real fast, Demon Slayer movie is apparently the #2 anime movie of all time. What I find hilarious is that I still say it's, by the way, it's behind Pokemon, the first movie. Yeah, I just find that interesting that it took an anime movie to bring us to break that whole thing. And yeah, but I didn't talk about Beast in Black. There's a band called Beast in Black. Nyaru, by the way, this all happened when we went to go pee. We talked about Berserk and the authors passing away. For those who
you've never watched or heard of Berserk until recently.
Well, that's the funny thing. I think you're more in the norm. So yeah, you actually it was probably not for the best, but it's probably okay that you disappeared for that. We never talked about manga, which is funny because that was the thing that the show was supposed to be about. Oops. But real fast, I was going to mention that there is a band called Beast in Black. And mind you, I've known about them forever when they first debuted. It's the guitarist Anton something with the K, who's I cannot pronounce that name. They're Polish or something like that. They sing in English, obviously, but they're a power metal band from Poland, I believe, maybe somewhere like that, somewhere European. And he was a guitarist for a band called Battle Beast. And then when he left that band and he started Beast in Black, and both bands, but especially Beast in Black, are very Berserk themed. They have songs about Berserk. They have artwork on their covers. The cover of their first album has Zod on it, the guy we talked about during the thing earlier. And then obviously the name for Beast in Black is also a reference to Berserk and so on. They have a song called Berserker, a song called Zod the Immortal, and so on. So yeah, go check out Beast in Black. What is this? AX Online is $5? Why don't you interrupt me, JD, when I was saying that it was free? I see it in the notes now. Oops. Yeah, don't go to AX Online. Because Fanime is 10 and apparently AX costs $5. I know part of the reason why they're charging at all is just to for maintenance-y type things, not so much to like make
like
money.
Website,
Yeah.
his website, Twitch, like.
But still,
all this crap.
I'm just like, and it's funny because like so many cons. I don't know we're jumping back to this real fast, but so many cons, and Fanime has already talked about this, and AX did some of it last year. Not all the content is live. Like some of it's pre-recorded, and I'm sorry. I at least be live, you know. That feels like it's the bare minimum. It's like if I'm gonna pay anything or go to your online event, it has to be live. I don't want to just sit here while you like hit play on a video that you're live streaming. That just seems extremely lazy and like half-assed. And
I mean, there are some things I will admit that you can't do live. And there's and I had to submit like some pre-recorded stuff that it just can't be done live.
But isn't okay.
But I get what you mean too.
I mean, I think you're talking about the idol convention-y type things, and it's funny because
No. Like even if it's like before like performances, there's not everyone has like the proper setup to do like a live thing. So and it's just in general performances, not just limited to like the idol community or anything. Like a band, like let's say like a rock band with like instruments or anything. Like you can't all get that recorded like in one big stream. That's actually a really big setup, and I could see that being recorded and like they do like the video and everything. Then they record the thing and they just slap it on a video editor together, and then there you go. It's a lot more simpler than doing like this really complicated setup for like a band with multiple instruments, multiple vocals, and all this tech and stuff. So they're prioritizing like things that could be done live simply versus complex things. So
well, I will admit, especially music is a whole different story. There's a whole I've wanted to do a DTL on. There's a lot of shows like Top of the Pops is a really good example. It's a UK show. A lot of shows that get flack for like, oh, they never play live on those shows, and part of the reason is just because of the nature of the beast. They usually record a live track and they like play over that because because live music's so hard to like work live because you don't have so much time to set up the band. That stuff, I will admit, music's a little different. But I'm talking about like a guest panel of like an artist, and he's just like they're gonna record an hour of him talking, and it's like, okay, that's kind of lazy.
But is it like an interview style, like they say like, exclusive interview with da da da, or like
but you see what
Q&A session with da da da?
That's like if we interviewed somebody on like when we interviewed Wasta back in the day, and but that was live, by the way. But let's say we didn't put it live, and we just
but also compared to AXB have a very low like view count compared to them.
Well, we had a decent view count for Wasta, but
it's like something like us is decent and easy to manage. Now if it's like AX levels, where there's like thousands of people like watching. The chat does get pretty crazy, and it's very hard to manage. You need like multiple people. So for something like an online con, like it's better just to like, bring it to as minimum as possible, because you don't want to like go all out on it, and then like what's gonna be the point of like going to like the real life convention once that comes back, I
mean, I guess I see that argument too. I love that. Literally, we stumbled across a topic that we both have a lot to say on as we're wrapping up. I definitely do see your point. It's funny because I mentioned this in the past. One of the big gripes AX had last year was that their view counts were so low because they were expecting like hundreds of thousands of people to watch, and I'm like, and I think some of their highest viewed stuff had like 2 to 5K, somewhere in that range.
That's pretty big, though.
Yes, I'm like for a brand new Twitch channel, yeah.
Yeah, for a brand just for any Twitch channel.
Well, to be fair, I don't think it was brand new because I think the AX already existed. But yeah,
anything about 2 to 5K is like super like good. So the fact that they got that, and they put their resources or they put their money and resources where it mattered. AKA the actual content versus like like the live stuff. I don't know if that makes sense, like because it's definitely for a first year con. I feel like they would not have been able to manage like a chat or anything.
Yeah,
it's bad enough they already need like moderators to like shit on spam or whatever, delete the spam, and now they need more moderators, more people to pay in order to like get like these Q&A questions and get like translators and on the spot translators to like translate these questions, and you know what I mean. It's like it's just so much simpler. It's gonna be so much simpler than just pre-record it.
Well, I guess I see your view, especially when you do have a point there. Like, one of the big gripes and one of the problems we even had doing the Wasta trend. I don't know if anyone ever watched our Wasta interview. If you didn't speak Japanese, it was very hard to follow because we decided during and mind you, looking back on it, 'cause our last live interview was about like 3 years ago. Obviously, it's been over like a year and a half of that was like COVID, but a year and a half of that was just our last one. But it was actually before Fanime. Like, before Fanime was our last one. But anyways, about 2 years ago, I guess now. But anyways, the way we did those is we would do it all in Japanese. And I think Heidi did the last one we did, so it was all in Japanese. And it was funny because she started translating it live. And the problem is, and no offense to Heidi, but like, you know, she's not really a translator, and translating is a very hard thing to do in general. So what we did was we had Tiffany translate in text through the chat. Which I think we did that one on Facebook. We also did it on. I think we did that one on Facebook. So it was it was an odd quasi. Well, it was definitely real time, because any lateness in the translation was almost made up by the delay. So we had like a normal 30-second delay or whatever the delay would have been for Facebook Live back then. And then during the delay, Tiffany's translating it, so it almost went 1-to-1. But still, that wasn't perfect. And I look back on that, I'm like, I would never do that today. Like, I don't know what I was thinking and why everyone went along with me, like, thinking that was a good idea. Yeah, now you made me realize that I fucked up some of the live content AG has done. That should have been recorded. We should have translated all the translations live. Oops. Oops. Manuel made an oopsie.
Prioritize the simplicity if it's live, like live show content or whatever. It's just gonna make things so much more easier. We'll go outside.
I know. I
hear. Wrap up.
I think she knows. I mean, he knows that it's time. But yeah, for the record, Mr. Chalk was like, interpret is live, translation is afterwards. Yes. Anyways. Then again, if you ever want to gripe on translators, remember that Dark Horse apparently had a translator in their staff who was already translating when I was in a class with them for J4. And she was good, but she wasn't like, we had to study together. We all studied as a group, I mean. But like, so she is still learning. She's like, I wonder if she lied to Dark Horse. But anyways. What's new with you, Nyaru? What's coming up?
Tomorrow is going to be my Q&A stream. If you want to send me a question, please go to marshmallow.com. I'll actually just leave a link. Come on. Just go to marshmallow.com or qa.com/Nyaru with 3 U's at the end. Send me question. I only have 17. And then tomorrow, yes, it's gonna be Hot Tub stream. I'm gonna say it here now. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're gonna get a big surprise tomorrow, essentially. But yes, I'll be doing a dual Hot Tub Q&A, karaoke, and some other just madness that's thrown in there because I am taking a vacation this coming week. Starting like Thursday, so I'll be out, not streaming for about until like Tuesday, like next week, or yeah, Tuesday next week. So I'll be out. I'll be receiving family in Texas, and I'm very excited about it. So yeah, if you want to catch, I will be posting on Discord and Twitter whenever I have the chance. So feel free to hop on there and still interact with me. I'll be posting random shit on there. So yeah, That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah. I already mentioned all of our streams are back this week. Tomorrow's Wild Arms Wednesday. I don't think I'm doing a stream with Jordan afterwards on our own, but me and Jordan are coming back with FAP on Friday, so tune into that. FAP, we're doing bad relationship advice. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that we sort of did that already for Valentine's Day. Oops. But it'll be a little different. We will be taking questions. I will be setting up a link so you can submit questions. But I also found a ton of them online. But if I don't have the link ready now, but if you want to just DM us on Twitter or anywhere, DM any of our pages, I will get to those. And we'll be giving bad relationship advice. And and there's a couple guest ideas who we're gonna have on. Obviously, because it's such an easy topic, like we don't really have to look too hard, and it will be a kind of a return to the older format of the show, where we have our our game recommendation, our JAV actress recommendation, and so on. By the way, shout out to our homegirl Matsuri Kuritani, who's been in the bottom left corner this whole time. She was one of our JAV actress recommendations on a previous FAP episode, but she hasn't done a video since November, or an original video apparently. Oops. Hopefully she's okay. She just retired. This Saturday is DTL. Next week I might be off the entire week. I already mentioned that. For sure there won't be, FAP wouldn't be happening next week anyway, but DTL I'm 99% sure it won't happen with me. I should tell everyone else later on, but if it happens, I won't be there, and technically that's totally doable. So, and the Molly's supposed to be on next week, so they could just go without me, but we'll see. And you did that on UPZ for Valentine's Day. No, wait, don't go what? We start early? No. Anyways, what am I saying? That's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching. If you want to support us, it's funny because the other day I was like, we never tell anyone anything, and we probably should have mentioned at the top of the show. I keep forgetting. Sub to us, like everything, sub to Nyaru. If you Twitch Prime, you could give us a free Prime sub, show us some love and support. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. We've been getting a lot of interaction on YouTube lately, which is sad because I haven't had a phone in about 4 weeks. So I've actually just been learning to live without one. It's gonna be so weird to get one again, but I've been learning to live without one. So I haven't really been able to react to all the comments and shit like that. So oops, my bad. And yeah, support us, patreon.com/AJ Connections and all that good stuff. I am getting a new phone. I'm gonna get a new phone soon. I literally have not had the time. It's been a hassle, and I've mentioned this before, but it's the greatest excuse to like fall off the grid when you leave. You leave anywhere. It's like, okay, I'm going home, and like I could go get food, go to the market, go somewhere, and nobody can contact me, and I can't contact anyone. It's a really freeing feeling. Anyways, love you all. Thank you for watching. Nyaru, thank you for coming. Don't pee in the tub. Don't pee in anyone's. No one pee in the tub. Thank you all for watching. Good night. Peace out. Let me. I forgot that I'm recording this. Peace out, guys.
Okay, we're no longer live.